It won't let me.
Okay, we'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, everybody. So
Coming
we
to
are
wrap up.
recording. We're confused a little bit, but we're going to talk about the spark within us and our inspiration today. But I also want to bring up that we're kind of in the process of the tower moment right now. So
Mhm.
to remember that all the parallels are squashed together right now. And you may be seeing things that don't feel right to you and that you don't want to participate in. So make sure you do whatever is in your highest good during
Mhm.
this time. And that doesn't mean you can't help people, but it means, to stay in the parallel where you've chosen to be is
Mhm.
important because we are helping drive forward the tower moment too. So you don't want to fall into a rabbit hole right now. So just being aware of that.
Yep.
So
Sure.
we have Elisa and Dayna today. We're going to do a really fun show. And I think Dayna might have some questions. I know Elisa does.
I'm trying to help out here. Yeah, that way we can, knock out like 400 birds with one stone.
Yeah,
So
right.
very helpful.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah. Um, but
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to everybody that was in that storm, Hurricane Helene, and my heart goes out to every one of you. I was in that storm myself, but I was on the edge of it. But if it did what it did here with just being on the edge of it, and then seeing out there on the news and everything else of the devastation that it led in its wake, my heart goes out to every one of you, and I love you. And you're in my prayers constantly. And in the midst of all of that, I did write a song for everybody that was involved in that storm, and it's called God, I Need a Miracle. So you're more than welcome to go over to my channel and check that out because it's from my heart for everybody that was involved. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
A beautiful song.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I'll put it below.
Okay.
I'll put the song below.
Okay.
And your channel. Your channel is always below, but
Yes. Thank you.
yeah. And it keeps coming in that those two dams were ready,
Mhm.
which I feel like really turned everything into a crazy experience for people when they failed.
Yeah.
So um we are definitely in the chaos period right now.
Yeah.
So being aware of that. And when the storm came, I could see that it was coming from another parallel. And it's the parallel where all this stuff started in the first place.
Right.
So it was really important that it be cleared, but it wasn't very nice the way it was cleared for a
Right.
lot of people. So
Well, you were saying that you were seeing it was like a gold coil or something other from Lumeria, right? And that you could
no,
see that it was,
Atlantis. So I saw
I'm sorry,
Atlantis
Atlantis.
back in there.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of it was gold. Um, and it was the old gold. Like gold has been reborn at this point. Like it just like we have crystalline bodies now,
Mm,
the gold was kind of shifted to be more kind, to be better for humanity.
right.
And that was the old stuff. And, they used that gold for a lot of different things. And it wasn't always good stuff. So
Mm,
um, it was a huge clearing and it was painful for a lot of people to
right.
experience. Yeah.
Right. Well, as I was telling you that there are these pulses that has, as of recently, that has been coming out in that area. That whenever I heard you was talking about that, I was like, well, that goes together then because there is some kind of a pulse that is coming out of that region. So I'm pretty sure that it's connected somehow. So
Yeah. Well, and think about how unhappy that group, because time doesn't exist. So Atlantis is still
mm,
exists and it's in the process of falling apart right now.
right.
So we kind of experienced part of their explosion,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know.
Because even below us and above us and beside us is going to that higher frequency, and therefore it has to give into itself or dissipate,
Yeah.
one or the other. So I do think that those mergers are happening.
Mhm.
So, and it blows the mind. It's like all these dimensions on top of each other, and how they can feel things that are happening here, and how we don't pay attention to it as much, but we can feel what's happening there as well. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 I'm in South Florida, so we had school out on Thursday of last week. So we had one son home with the flu, and then the other one was here to keep him company. So I do send lots of love and prayers out to everyone that went through that. Sometimes Florida feels like a bowling alley of hurricanes. So we
Yeah.
have hurricane shutters, we have the bottled water. You just learn to live like that because of hurricane season. So my
Right.
heart goes out to folks that were not prepared or, lost anything. Any loss is a big loss. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
we just
I
send some
agree.
love up to you.
But we're going to try to bring some good spirits for y'all today. So
Mhm.
that we
Yes.
can hopefully get you to laugh and to forget about things for a little bit. And look at there, Dana's over there drinking probably some kind of rose tea or something.
Well, I have burdock root and some ashwagandha because I had the
Oh,
flu last week too.
well, I've actually been enjoying my rose tea. So
Mm.
it's definitely become my favorite thing to drink in the mornings instead of having coffee or anything like
Mhm.
that there. And then I can put a little bit of cream in it. And it's just wow. It's like wow. Like, ha, did it take me so long to figure this out? So, but I have been enjoying it. And I did want to show everybody that honey, I think you remember whenever I was talking about the 4D wars,
Mhm.
that I had a dragon, and my dragon's name was Falal. Okay. And that I was a elfin archer, okay, that rode a dragon. Anyway, my friend Cheryl, and I'm gonna give her a shout out, she made this this
Oh,
little
wow.
gourd. She made it and then she mailed it to me. And this is supposed to be me, and I got a tan, so I'm good with that. So and then there's Falal, my dragon. She does these and she sells them. And she does
Those
the
are
pumpkin too.
amazing.
This is a gourd, but it'll dry out and it'll last me for quite a while. But I just thought that was really unique. So you're talking about imagination and getting inspired and stuff like this here. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. So, and
That's
the other
lovely.
one is a simple little unicorn. So
Mhm.
yeah, she's my
Aw.
unicorn lady. And I just thought that was so sweet because she was inspired to do these things. And that's what we're going to be talking about is things that
Mhm.
inspire you, that
Mhm.
get that imagination and creation going or creativity going. So,
Right.
and I actually did that this morning myself. And I, I have to give kudos to Dana because I was having a bout this morning. Okay, because of everything that's going on now, my car broke down before the storm. I got 16.7 miles before I had to call a tow truck. Okay, I'm like, okay, I'm just kind of used to it, whatever. But anyway, I didn't have my vehicle during this storm. Okay, so and then I'm trying to deal with that, and then she is a 2007 Ford Explorer. She's got about 230,000 miles on it. Okay, so she's an old girl. Okay. And then so I'm talking to this dude, and I ain't talked to him since before the storm. So now I'm preparing myself. Okay, what is he gonna say? What's he gonna say? And anyway, he's pumping out that okay, it'd be about $2,000. I said, is that right? And he says, uh-huh. I said, well, does that include the towing? He said, oh no. And then I hated myself because I reminded him of it, right? So he said, no. And he said, no, that'll be $2,100. I said, well, are you gonna be busy around lunchtime tomorrow? And he says, no, why? I said, because you know as well as I do that that's bullshit on a stick that's been dipped twice. I said, she don't need no tummy tuck. She don't need new mirrors or anything like this here. I just need her to function. And a tummy tuck is a transmission. Okay. And I said, she don't need anything like that. So, and I'm like grumbling about this here. And I told myself, I'm going to give you 24 hours to think about it. And we'll renegotiate tomorrow. So anyway, and I hung up on this. I've got that mentality. This is bullshit. I don't have to take this. I don't know why this is happening to me. But anyway, I had stopped what I was watching on my screen in my room earlier, right at the very last few seconds of it, I stopped it because I got distracted by the cats, came out here, did the call, all those kinds of stuff. And then because I'm in this huff, and then all of a sudden I hear Dayna talking, you know? So, and I went in there, I figured the kitty cat must have stepped on the controller thing and it started to play. And I hear Dayna talking about her absolutely wonderful red double-decker bus, you know? And I was like,
Oh yeah.
Jesus. So, and she's talking about, having this, I don't know, it's like you're in an adventure, not really sure what to do and what direction to go, and you can get overwhelmed a little bit, right? And she was like, just calm yourself down. And she found that in her moment, and she was like, I'd like to try these things. And then she's seen a red double-decker bus. And then she sat down at this bench and she just pushed everything else and she started visualizing, right? And then I was like, that's what I need to do. And I loved it. I really did. I like the way you went from the double-decker bus to you can manifest things like that, but you can also manifest the healing within yourself too. You can use these energies and bring it to you. And then you took it to another level on how you can manifest these energies for your body to prepare to have a child. And I was very impressed, Dayna. I was like, well, this is wonderful. But in all of that, your wonderfulness, I went from that grumble to, that's so nice. She's so sweet. Like this here, it changed my personality. And I thought that was fantastic. So I said, okay.
I'm glad I could help.
Yeah. And then I said, okay, I'm going to take myself a bath. I'm going to chill out and get myself ready for the show today and stuff like this here. And then my ego starts, coming in the scene is like, this, you're going to have to deal with this tomorrow. Please shut up. I just need some time, So, and I'm like, and then I get my music going and I'm sitting in the tub and it's just a cool sit bath. And and my ego's like, you know what? This is only going to get worse. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do what Dayna says. I'm going to chill it out. I'm going to lock it all out. And then I'm going to visualize what I would like. Okay. Okay. And I thought that was wonderful because of the timing and everything. Right. Yeah. So, and my ego is still on me. No, you can't do this. It's all going to go right. And your transmission is going to fall out where you're going down the road and all this kind of good stuff. So I'm fighting against the grain. Right. So I'm going to have had enough. So I said, okay, I'm picturing my house being like this tropical jungle. Okay. And I got to get through it just through the day. I got to get through the day and I got to get out the other side. Right. And my ego's already on my nerves. Right. I say, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. So next thing you know, I'm jumping off of cliffs, I'm swinging through the vines, I am dodging bullets and meeting Tarzan, and saving monkeys. And diving off perfectly into a cove of water, right? And then I come up out of that and I just kind of like, that's how you do that shit. I wanted my ego to know it did not have, but it was so hilarious because I went from that grumble to this whole little wonderful roller coaster ride that led me to prove my ego wrong, that I can take control of that vision it was trying to give me and me turning it around in something spectacular. I mean, and that was wonderful. Got to meet Tarzan and save monkeys and everything. You can't beat that with a stick. So it made my day, and I've been in a good mood ever since. So
good.
Excellent.
Yeah. So y'all need to go check it out. And because I just heard her talking, and then when I went in there and I stopped it, it says let go and allow the universe to help you. And it was like perfect. So thank you, Dayna. It just came in. It's like, it's some things just come into our bubbles and stuff like this here because we're looking for an answer. And then God will put it in front of us without us even realizing it's a suggestion or an idea or something that's going to lead you down another path. So thank you.
That's right. My pleasure. That's awesome. Aw.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there was your rowdy cat that you just got that touched something, touched a button. Little rascal.
Yeah, well, I'm going to stay positive about all of it, and I'm definitely in a lot better mood. And I do accredit it to, knowing such wonderful ladies, because there's so many ladies that's looking for somebody they can relate to, or they can talk to, or say, I understand how she feels, or I agree, and so forth. And I think that you ladies are a perfect representation of that. Honey, you with the ego, and you do it with such a motherly voice. And yeah, because whenever I first started getting into this, a lot of people were like, I like listening to Honey in the mornings because it's that soft tone, and I appreciate, everything that you do. And the same thing with you, Dayna, you come on the board and you're just bringing a new aspect to all of this. And I think you ladies shine at what you do. And these ladies out here can relate to that, they can just absolutely relate with that. So
Thank
it's
you,
an asset. It's kind
Lisa.
of like, I'm so special because I have these ladies on my team. That kind of feeling. So it's wonderful. Yeah.
I love it. And if I never reached out to you, Elisa, I would have never met Honey.
That's
So
right. That's right.
we're all giving each other blessings
Exactly.
at the same
And
time.
we still learn every day. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We always learn something new every day. And I do try to see the world as in, I like the diversity of the world, because if everybody was the same, life would be boring. So, I mean, I like to look at it like that. There's like, how many odd reflections of me am I going to say, or does that? But I usually look for the humorous ones of me, because that makes the world just a little bit better place, because I happen to be one of those that I like to have some kind of humor in everything.
Oh, yeah,
Mm,
definitely.
Mhm.
It's good to laugh. It changes your whole persona.
it does. Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
it does.
Yeah.
So I want to spin off of that a little bit,
Okay.
because you created a world for yourself when you were telling your ego, no, this is what I want.
Mhm.
So we're in the middle of that. We're in the middle of a falling apart of something.
Mhm.
So really fantasizing and creating in your mind what you want,
Mhm.
for the audience. What is your life going to feel like? What's it going to look like? What are some of the things you want to include in your life as we come through this tower moment? Start thinking about some of those things and manifesting them now,
Mhm.
as we basically shift out of the old and into the new,
Mhm.
because we have the power to do it.
Yes. Just like Dana was saying in her video, that, using that energy and manifesting it, and that includes healing your bodies.
Mhm.
I love the way you said it. I really encourage y'all to go listen to that one, because she said it
Yeah.
so eloquently, to where everybody can understand it and say, "Okay, it's that simple." Yes, yes, it is.
That
So
was a great video. We could put it underneath too, if you can
I'll
feel
send it.
yeah, if you can find.
yeah.
I feel like it was a while ago. Yeah.
I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe.
I think I mentioned that double decker on a video with Honey, and then I did a separate video on my
Okay.
channel
Okay.
with just that info. It might have been less than 10 minutes, but yeah, either one we can add.
Yeah, but
No,
that'll
let's
still
put
be
yours below. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
It definitely made me want to go ride on a double decker bus,
Yeah, it's great.
because I've never had that experience of doing something like that. I've been on a double decker airplane one time, but
Mhm.
no, that's not my thing. So, but I do have some questions for you ladies,
Okay.
if that's okay with y'all. All right. Do, do, do. Okay. Janice, she says, honey, she says, was the ego put upon us in the matrix, or were we born with it, and will it be gone in 5D? That's a good question.
It will be gone in
Okay.
5D. It was created as part of the thing to keep humanity small. So think of the ego as a program in the matrix, and those who figure out that it's a program, they're able to say no to it,
Right.
just like you did. Yeah.
Okay. But it's something that you do acquire as you come in, but you can't let it go.
Yeah, and I
Of
feel
the
like it
program.
actually comes in when you're more like a kid, like a little kid. It's part of the programming that happens when
Well,
you're,
it does serve a purpose. I know you said that. It does serve a
yeah,
purpose.
and it's great. It's like they built a program on top of fight or flight, on top of,
Right.
oh, that's a lion. You might want to get out of there.
Right.
So, yeah, it's like a program on top of the nervous system there. Mhm.
Okay. And all right. Well, that was a good answer. I definitely agree. All right. And Dana, Jaya. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. It's Jea, Jaya. She says, I am 4 months pregnant. Is
Yeah.
it a good idea to put headphones on my belly for the baby, even this early? If so, what kind of music do you suggest? All 432 hertz?
Well, I believe that's a great idea. Congratulations, Jaya, on your pregnancy. That's fantastic. And I think the 4 through 32 hertz, it is the natural resonance with the body, or one of the many natural resonances. So that would be a
Okay.
good one. A lot of people have talked about classical music. I would say Alisa's music would be great because I think the lyrics connect with everything. And you do have a Cosmic Baby video music.
Yeah, Cosmic
Yes,
Baby.
that
Yeah.
one would be great.
I wrote that thinking about you and your cosmic babies.
So fun. And now everyone can enjoy it, and Jay, you can enjoy it as well. What you
So
don't, uh-huh.
are ladies actually putting the headsets on their tummies? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, getting the headsets, putting it on their tummies, or not necessarily a speaker, but having the speaker next to it. It doesn't have to be blasting.
Okay.
I will say you do not want to put a cell phone that is not protected with any of the EMF
Okay.
protection. You don't want to put that anywhere near your belly. Uh,
No,
those, those,
wireless headphones would be bad too.
okay.
Okay.
So like those big wireless ones that cost like $300. I can't, like Beats. I think
Mhm.
they're called Beats. So just make sure it's wired.
Yep.
Wired.
Yeah,
Okay. But not off of a regular phone with earplugs or whatever.
right. I mean it can be wired into the phone and the phone is further away.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But for caution, you can use a speaker like you were talking about from a
Mhm.
little bit of a distance. So
Yeah.
you mean that a baby can feel it even at that kind of a distance? I know they can hear us talking and stuff like that there, but so okay. Well,
They
that
can
makes
hear.
sense. Okay. All right. And second part of her question, Dana, is I am scared of getting stretch marks. Do you have any suggestions for belly lotions?
Yes, so I did a whole video on stretch marks and how to reduce them. They're going to
Okay.
come whether you want them to or not, especially when the baby's head down and they're pushing in a certain area. I had most of my stretch marks in the area where my midwife said the baby's
All
head
right.
was just like pushing. Skin brushing is actually one of the best ways to alleviate the stretch marks.
Okay.
And you want to brush towards your heart. So skin brushing is good whether you're pregnant or not. The lymphatic system helps with skin brushing and all of that. But getting a nice soft brush, you can get a brush made for skin, but you can brush towards the heart. So you're brushing from the bottom, the base of the belly, and up. And you want to start in the first trimester because
Would that help with circulation by doing that too?
it'll help with the circulation of the actual skin. The
Okay.
skin will be able to breathe and
Mhm.
stretch. And as the skin is going through the layers of the dead skin cells, basically, you're
Mhm.
allowing them to regrow a little bit faster as you skin brush them.
Okay, so it
There's a
stimulates it.
lot.
I got you.
Yes, yes. There's a lot of oils out there. At the very end, I was popping vitamin E caplets and rubbing them on my belly because that's how itchy I was. But in between that time, when you're not as big, there's something called bio oil that's actually made for it. You could buy it at the store, and
Okay.
I'm sure there's a lot of other natural products that you can use.
And
Any
like
other?
coconut oil, right?
Yeah, coconut oil, shea
Coconut oil,
butter,
shea butter. Yeah. Okay. Well,
natural.
thank you. Look at that. I learned something out of that. I don't plan on having any more, so no worries. All right. All right, this one is for Honey. Um, Karen wants to know, you mentioned your NDA when you were a child. I had an NDA at 14. I have trouble remembering. I remember seeing my twin. Was this my twin or another me helping me back to my body? Thank you so much.
It was a twin. And you mean NDE, right?
Near death experience. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Um, it was a twin. That's what comes in. Um, let's see. I mean,
Well,
it feels like a split soul. So that was the other part of your soul.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was supposed to be NDE. My dumb self copied it.
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, an NDA. I don't think I signed an NDA.
That was my bad, guys. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter.
So you believe it was her twin or
It was a twin. It was almost like twin flame
okay.
soul.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was split and yeah, so they were there to help.
I'm sorry, Karen, if I messed that up. My
Okay. We figured it out.
friend. Yeah, we did. All right, and another one for Dana, and this is from Sarah. And she says, Dana, I love you so much. You're so wonderful. I have two children, 2 and 4. I had a dream that you were famous for writing children's books. Do you have any plans to write children's books? I would love to see you do that. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that, Sarah. Thank you so much for your kind words. I actually started a human design children's book, probably 4 years ago.
Hey,
And I still am marinating in the idea of it. I just haven't finished it. And human design is actually one of the things I wanted to talk about today. But you're born with a certain design, and there are projectors, reflectors, manifestors, and generators, and then generating manifestors. And your human design is based off of the time you were and place you were born. And
okay.
so I have a manifestor child. He's 6 years old. He's like the baby boss, that movie. We saw it recently. Just like comes in and just goes to town. He also has the line of the alpha in his
Mhm.
human design. So he's here to be an alpha male, and I'm okay with that. But at the same time, he has to be a kid. So that
True.
balance is important. And he loves to read. He loves to memorize books. So reading a book like that to him in this tender age would be amazing for him. So that is one of the books that I'm thinking of writing. But someone else had a great idea, the same idea, and they have these books on Amazon. So there are children's books for human design on Amazon.
Okay.
And when we wrap up with the questions, I have my design that I wanted to share. So we'll do that later. But yeah,
Oh,
that's a
fun.
great
Wonderful. Well,
question.
that's wonderful that somebody had a dream that you were writing famous children books. I mean, that's actually pretty cool, huh?
Mhm.
And let me see. Okay, honey, Daryl would like to know, Daryl in Minnesota would
Mhm.
like to know, do all twin flames have to be romantic? Plus, I like to use candles while meditating. Could you suggest a color for clearing negative energy? Thank you. I love you so much.
Aw,
Uh,
I would get a pink candle.
okay.
So, the opposite of fear is love. And I think love really gets rid of negativity. So I'd get a nice pink candle.
Okay.
And then the other part of the question,
Uh, do all twin flames have to
oh,
be romantic?
yeah, no. So at this point, I mean, in the past, it used to always come in as 15%.
Okay.
At this point, the twin flame has kind of shifted and they've agreed to not be antagonizing each other anymore. So I feel like there may be more of them that are romantic than the 15%
Okay.
now, but
Right.
that doesn't mean that you have to be romantic. I mean, if you think somebody's your twin flame and they're your friend, they can stay your friend.
Right. But they're
Yeah.
serving another purpose, right? It's to help you learn something or along the way of doing something. Like when you were
Yeah.
talking to Scott the other night and you were talking about the twin flames or they karmic or anything like this here. They serve different purposes. So that's the reason why I brought it
Yeah.
up today, because we were talking about, you were talking about that the other night. So
Well, and they're part of you. That's another aspect of you, you know. So just like when you come down from the oversoul, and there's all those little aspects that are down having different experiences, different lifetimes in the multiverse. Your
okay,
twin flame is you split.
okay,
And it doesn't mean that you split and like, oh, well, I get a good part, you get a good part, you get a bad part, I get a bad. Like, there's different aspects in each person.
okay.
So,
Well, if you're suggesting a pink candle for helping to clear negativity for a man, what would you tell for a female?
same, because
Same.
it's love. Yeah.
Okay.
And pink used to be the man color,
Yeah.
you
I feel
know, and blue was for girls. But, you know, if you want, you can get a whole pastel group of candles.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have those little ones. They're like the little ones you sit on the table at a restaurant or whatever, but they're all different color, rainbow colors. And I
Yeah.
just kind of grab some randomly, two at a time, and I'll take them with me, and I'll just go with the colors. But I do think that's very helpful. But yeah, the pink, I would definitely agree with that being a clearing of negativity for both male and female. So I do agree with that. And it is feminine for me too. So okay. Um, Dana, this is for me. You changed your channel information. Please let us know where we can find you and you when you changed it. So you went to
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So the idea, I do have a friend that helps me with my marketing. So the design, the branding, that's what she does for a living. So it's beautiful to have a friend like that that can help me, guide me, and help with the website. So the
Mhm.
idea is to go from fertility to delivery, which is more of a DBA name, doing business as, and then move into daynarubin.com. And I
Okay.
feel like in the future, all of us are going to really own what we do as our name. Just like
Mhm.
how honey, you have honeygolden.com,
Yeah.
honeycgolden.com.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
similar, yeah. And it just makes
Okay.
more sense because you are the brand. No matter what you're going to be offering to society
Mhm.
with your humanitarian project, it's coming from you. So you might as well make it your first and last name. Mhm.
Right. But are you taking away the fertility to delivery name for your
No.
YouTube thing or
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, and as of right now, no, I'm going to leave it there because that really
okay.
shows you what my hyper niche focus is.
Okay.
But eventually, it's going to go into daynarubin.com. And Spirit keeps telling me, okay, focus on this until we get through a certain stage, and then it's going to morph into something else, which I don't even know what it is yet, and I don't really care. I just want to contribute to humanity.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And the last one is for you, honey. It says, honey, you're going to the UK for a special trip. Could you tell us what it's about?
Yes. So we're basically, it started out with Anya's excitement about a ball, and it was a download. So it's about to be time to celebrate. A lot of shifts are about to happen, and we're going to be celebrating those shifts, and soul groups are going to be coming back together. Soul tribe is going to be coming back together. And that's what that ball is for. So it's a ball, but it's also, there's going to be, if you want to participate in the ball, you can also participate in the healing that's going to be going on. So there's going to be some healing going on there. It's a 3-day event. And I think, I don't want to promise that we will probably do extra just to come to the ball.
Right.
So it's basically going to be like a fantasy 5D experience with this ball with live music and all the stuff that you never experience like in a normal life. And it's in a castle.
Well, wait a minute. Does that mean
Yeah.
you're going to have some kind of a gown on or something?
Yeah. I'm going to wear a dress.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun, and it is in Europe. So just keep it in mind, like a lot of things are shifting right now.
Mhm.
And if you live in Europe, then I would definitely think about coming for the one night for sure.
Yeah.
And if you're really like, it's going to be a very deep and integrated healing that's going to be going on for people in those other 3 days. So I'm
Mhm.
really excited. So I'm going to be doing a lot of things there. And I'm excited to hear Anya sing. She has a fabulous voice. There's going to be a live band. We're going to probably learn how to waltz.
Good.
So, I mean, this is the kind of thing, life is not going to be so serious and so hard anymore. So it's important that we step into that we agree to have fun and that we start to think about how we're going to do that. So I
Well,
am
then
very
you get to
excited.
be our Cinderella going for us, you know, and make sure you get, is John
Well,
going to go
who
with you?
knows? I mean, you might all be there. You
That's
just don't
true.
know at this point. Like, there is a lot of stuff that's about to happen, and it's, wide open.
I
But
agree.
I'm excited for all of it. And, the venue is amazing and it's going to be good. And it's taken a lot of work to
Yeah.
create this. So,
Well, make sure you get, lots of pictures and video and stuff like this here, and, and get you coming down the staircase, all that kind of good stuff. The whole fantasy thing. You're going to be doing it for all of us girls. So,
yeah. Well, I hope to see as many people as possible there because it is
that would
such
be
an
wonderful.
amazing thing. And it's like the experience that you have when you're with people. I remember my higher self was like, you have to go to Australia. And it was a big deal. It was going to clean out my bank account. And it was like, you have to go to Australia. And it was to meet certain people.
Hmm.
And so we did it. We went to Australia and it was a pretty life-changing experience. And I think that that's, when you take those big leaps, it changes your life because your whole perception shifts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. That is true. Well,
Yeah.
I am definitely looking forward to, believe it or not, the end of this year because we got to get past November 5th first. But I am looking forward to it. And I do believe wholeheartedly that next year is going to be a major catapult for everything. But we got to get through all of this here. I'm just going to call it a mess between now and the end of the year, including with this here storm and things are going to come up about after that, because then we have to deal with, November 5th. And everybody's really curious and on the edge of their seats on how all this is going to turn out, even me. I'm really curious to see how all this turns out. So, but it's going to be an interesting ride, my brothers and sisters. And please remember, keep your hands inside the ride at all times. Just stay calm, stay grounded, and stay focused on what you believe and what you know. Just like my ego was trying to take me away from a good vision, I'm not going to let it do that. I'm going to stay focused on that good vision. I don't always get to meet Tarzan, so I'm gonna stay on
Right.
that. I'm gonna stay on a positive note. But
Mhm.
I just know that we love you, and I do keep you all in my prayers, and I'm always thinking about y'all. And all the songs that I put out, my brothers and sisters, is because I hear you. I actually have these songs that can relate to you because I understand. I've been through a lot of the same things that you have, but I also can hear you, and I want you to know that I hear you, and it comes from my heart. So, with so much love and gratitude from God, I definitely appreciate all the comments. It's like, wow, wow, wow. That's great. So,
Well, they're brilliant songs. They
mhm,
really are.
yeah,
Yeah. And it is quite a gift that you've been
yeah.
given. And I think it's
Well,
gonna just expand more and more. More
well,
and more people will get to hear
I
it.
got that question about, because I am a female. One, I'm a woman. I'm a female, and I'm country.
Mhm.
I, and I had this gentleman say, well, you're a woman, you're a female. I have to ask you something. Don't let it be offensive. I said, no. He says, well, how is that male rock coming out of you? And I had the perfect answer. That's my masculine side. that's presenting itself. And God's allowing me, because it wouldn't sound right with a girl. Everybody knows that. So, well, for that particular kind of rock, but that's that aspect. I can see that balance within me. I have that masculinity of the rock, and I also have some girl rock in there too, but I also have more of the female feminine side of me that surprises me more. Trust me. That surprises me more. But I can see that male and female energies that are working within me. And a lot of people have asked if all of this is because of downloads. That's hands down, yes. I absolutely believe that this stuff is being downloaded and funneled through me, especially at the rate that I receive it. And I'm actually going to be taking another little break because it gets like an overload in my system, and therefore things will start overlapping themselves, and I just need it to slow down. So, but I get a couple more that's coming out before I take another little bit of break. But still, just know that that I am, I guess, representing the male and the female in the music aspect of it, to let everybody know that I hear you. I hear you. My heart hears you.
Love it.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Yeah, and Lisa, I haven't told you this yet, but you inspired my son, the same one that's 6 years old, manifester. He got really jealous when I was listening to your song because he wanted a guitar. And then he's like, wait, mommy, maybe I can make a song. I'm like, absolutely, you can make a song, but you have to have the lyrics first. So let's write down some lyrics and we're going to make your own song. So he is so excited.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the ultimate creation for him.
That's right. We got all these new younger musicians and stuff that's going to come on the scene. So absolutely.
Yeah. The kids are going to be amazing. Like they already are. You get those videos and there's like a 4-month-old and they're saying, I love you. And you're like, wow, you know, because they haven't lost anything. They've brought everything through the veil with them. So it's really beautiful what's going on with them. But I said the same thing on Telegram earlier about, and it was right before we started this, so it must have been inspired. But keep your fingers and toes in your own parallel, in your own timeline. It is important right now because all of the timelines are building one after the other, and they're being inspired by the energy in the parallel that is like on the step right above them.
Right. Yeah.
So you're inspiring people. Even if they're yelling at you, you're inspiring them. So be aware of that. Even if they're jealous, you know. So your son was jealous because he had it in him too. And he thought, oh, well, they're doing it, you know. And then you're like, well, you can do it too. So we're inspiring people to keep going and don't lose that spark inside of you, that beautiful creation energy. Yeah.
Yeah, because as long as you're focused on it, you'll keep getting fed that energy, and that's what makes it manifest, you know. But I'm absolutely encouraging everybody, just take a moment, like Dayna suggested, put it all out, you know, and just find that moment and create that vision in your head, and you'll be amazed on how it makes you feel better. You know, it's very, very helpful because that's you taking control, and you deserve it. You deserve a little bit of happiness, even if it's in that 3 or 4 minutes inside your head. That triggers a lot of other things. So because you're focused, and you never know, a red double-decker bus could show up.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a feeling that all of us have right now of, you know, will it be? But let's slow that down a little bit. Look at your life before you met the partner, before you had the baby, before you got that career change, life-changing position. Months before that, when you didn't know it existed, you were already vibrating at the level that you were going to attain it. So what is jealousy? Jealousy is connecting with a future you and being jealous of your future self because your future self has what you're looking for. So all jealousy is you tripping over the fact that it hasn't manifested physically today. But
Right.
it's divine timing. It's gonna happen. So just know that it's okay. And then you can go into that flow state and know that I already manifested it. I'm just now waiting for it to happen, to actually come
Right.
into fruition.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love
Uh,
that.
Well,
Mhm.
ladies, I have absolutely enjoyed this, but I actually have another show I'm going to go do.
Okay,
And
well, have
yeah,
fun. This was
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Okay.
I get to speak to a couple of military guys, so I'm
Oh,
actually excited about it. Yeah.
all right.
It's based off of whenever I spoke to SGN on. So,
Mhm.
and so they definitely have some questions for me, and I'm like, bring it. Let's see what I got. So,
Good. Well, have
looking forward.
fun. Thank you
Thank you,
guys
ladies.
so much. This was beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Great.
Okay.
Always
And
fun to get together.
absolutely. And my brothers and sisters, as always, remember you are everything that you see, no exception. So be kind to it.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.